Hey you guys, it's Britt tonight. We're here to talk, I want to have an extended conversation about this whole idea of spousal support with the Gypsy Rose and Ryan divorce that is coming in. I'm interested in this because if there's one thing like right now that people are really upset with the Gypsy Rose over, it's this spousal support request that she is expecting Ryan to pay for. And I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions. I'm going to share actually a funny one at the end of this video because it just made me crack up. But I want to talk about specifically in the state of Louisiana, what does that look like? Because they have, it's kind of more like the Wild West down there than it is in a lot of other states that I've kind of done some comparing with. So I want to share kind of what I found, and then also that just video that made me crack up. So either way, we're going to talk for a few minutes. If you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so this information comes from Betsy Fisher, who is a law firm in Louisiana specializing in family law, so divorce, child support, elder law, child custody, all of that. So it says, what is spousal support? Financial support is a common concern when a couple separates or divorces. Transitioning from a two-income to a one-income household can be financially difficult. Spousal support, also known as alimony, is a payment made by one spouse to the other. It is intended to assist a spouse who did not work during the marriage or earns significantly less than the other spouse in meeting their financial obligations during a divorce. The gender of spousal support is irrelevant. It refers to a spouse who has the means and resources to support the other spouse following a divorce. Instead of gender roles, spousal support is based on income and earning potential. So I want to touch on what they said in that first section, and that is, it is intended to assist a spouse who did not work during the marriage or earns significantly less than the other spouse. If we're talking about what Gypsy Rose has versus what Ryan Anderson has, I don't really see how she would even qualify just off that alone. There have been many articles highlighting how much she has earned, both while she was still in custody as well as since she has been released, with all of the things that she's been involved in. The one question that I had that I haven't been able to really find a solid answer to is when Gypsy would go on on the Vile Files, when she did that podcast with Ryan, was Ryan paid for his appearance too, or was it only Gypsy that collected money off of that interview? That I'm curious about, because, you know, technically he was there and he was participating and answering questions. So was there just one check cut to Gypsy, or did he receive like 30% and she received the rest of it? Like, how is that divvied up? I'm just a very curious person. But it says types of spousal support in Louisiana. Spousal support could be granted during or after a divorce in this state and awarded through a court order, and instructs one spouse to financially support the other through spousal support payments. In Louisiana, the court can award two types of spousal support: interim spousal support and final spousal support. Interim spousal support is awarded during the divorce proceedings and for up to 180 days after the divorce. Following a divorce, final spousal support is awarded. And interim spousal support is awarded on the party's needs, the ability of the other party to pay, any temporary or final child support mandates, the party's standards of living during the marriage. Citing factors for spousal support: both parties' income and other financial means, financial obligations of the parties, earning capacity of each spouse, which parent has custodial responsibilities, the length of the spousal support, tax consequences, duration of the marriage, the length of any education or vocation classes. Will the asking spouse be seeking advanced education, training, or employment? I still don't really even understand, like, how you have the nerve to be asking this guy, like, you know, and I don't really know Ryan, but just the gall, the audacity of Gypsy Rose to sit there and say, I want a restraining order, but I want my money. And, like, you left the dog. You left the dog with Ryan. You should be sending Ryan money for all the damn vet bills and food and all the stuff that Pixie's gonna need. You're the one that has an alleged net worth of $3 million and just paid for your nose job. So ridiculous. But I came across this video. This is so funny. It's funny to me. I don't know if y'all will find it to be that funny, but this comes from a guy named Pope. He said, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, to the front, please.
Gypsy! Hi, Gypsy! How the hell do you expect Ryan to pay you spousal support? Really? You're laying next to Ken, as you request your husband to pay spousal support for you and Ken to survive? Do you not remember that you just left one day and didn't come back? And did you remember that you left Pixie? Hey, Pixie! Hey, Ryan! He's got to pay for Pixie. That's a heavily expense. You're expensive too. You've got a TV series. You went to prison and you're getting all the accolades. And you're running everyone else into the ground. I'm still frustrated about the followers and the likes. Spousal support. I think Ryan should ask you for child support for Pixie. And by the way, I hate your nose.
I mean, if you're out here gallivanting with your ex-fiance, I think that that should automatically disqualify you for spousal support. I realize it's probably a hot take, but a lot of people in the comments saying, Gypsy's out here being messy AF. I don't know what else we expected. Gypsy got a new nose, wants Ryan to pay for it. We all knew she was using Ryan, and now we know it wasn't just for parole, it was for a check. It's called work, Gypsy. Learn to do it. Gypsy lost half of her earnings and had no prenup, so she's triggered about that in itself. She needs to be knocked off that pedestal. A lot of people mentioning adultery and, you know, you're gonna have to just get a real job, like welcome to the real world kind of thing. It's just it's the audacity, right? Like it's the let me come out of prison, while so many people were just wanting her to come out and do something good with all these followers that you have, and don't be messy and don't clap back at the haters and say the D is fire and all of this stuff. She fumbled the bag, and she fumbled it multiple times and continued to throw it right in our face. So that is why I don't have you know, I no longer have a soft spot for Gypsy. I think that she knows exactly what she's doing. And I think that it comes off as extremely arrogant. It comes off as very arrogant to sit there and file for separation and then immediately be caught doing the things that she was doing with her ex-fiance. How could anyone have an ounce of respect for that? And if you think that she's just young and being wild and crazy, like, being wild and crazy is not this. I think people can understand that, but what she's giving is tactless, gutter soap opera. Just garbage. So either way, but I wanted to share that. I will link Pope's TikTok down below in case y'all are interested in following. I don't know what kind of content Pope makes. I have no idea, but I just saw that one. So, of course, I will link it just to give credit where credit is due. And yeah, so we'll see what happens with Gypsy. I just think the tables need to be more evenly distributed with these kinds of things. And that's what everyone has the same takeaway is Gypsy has a high net worth. She is able to use her name to make a lot of money for herself. Like, because as wild as it is, there are still people that would pay to watch shows with her or subscribe to her if she decided to do like an Instagram subscribe thing or whatever. There are still people that really heavily support everything that she's done, even this nonsense. And then you have Ryan Anderson, who at best, what is he? Like I said in another video, he's going to become a D-list celebrity and be known as Gypsy's ex-husband and go on a little press tour and maybe write a book. I don't see how any judge in their right mind could look at this situation and award interim or long-term spousal support to Gypsy Rose. So either way, you know, you would think with all of the nonsense that she has been involved in, there's two places that I would think she would want to stay far away from, and that is a courtroom and a hospital. And sure enough, she has been involved with both of those establishments less than 3 months after her release. Something is a little fishy here, but I will continue to keep an eye on it. So that's it for today. If you liked the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.